Hello and welcome to Awakening the blog. Today I would like to talk about one of the major reasons why twin flames are meeting. Besides what I have said about unconditional love, there are other reasons why twin flames are meeting. And I'd like to illustrate this with an imagery. For centuries and millennia, we have been adapting ourselves to live under the rule of the ego and its needs. In order for us to survive, we have had to adapt it to the systems we have created. And those systems support mainly the needs and desires of the ego. They are power structures that do not focus on obtaining power over oneself, but the power over others. Money has been the major way in which the ego has manifested itself. We have seen that it can be used for good things or for bad things, but the main thing that we've seen in the big picture is that it has been used for greed and it has been used for power. That comes from our ignorance, from our separation from spirit. And it's part of the cycle that we've lived in. But we are coming into a new cycle where we need to start retrieving our spiritual essence and our soul connection. Since we are beings of habit and we have grounded so strongly the structures, even in our psyche, that co-create the reality that we live in, it is not going to be through something quite easy that we're going to reconnect with spirit or change those structures. To change these structures of the collective unconscious, that let's imagine that we feed our thoughts from the collective unconscious, which is like an energy field that surrounds planet Earth. Okay, let's just imagine that way. The collective unconscious is like an energy field that surrounds the planet Earth, and we feed ourselves from the energy that is held in that collective unconscious. Now, that collective unconscious has layers, and the strongest layer is the one that reflects the reality that we live in, the biggest reality we live in, the power reality, the money reality, the even the false spirituality reality. Okay? In order for us to start changing the energy field of the collective unconscious, we need to start changing ourselves. We need to do sort of like a purge of that energy field so that we can connect to the deeper layers of that energy field that are directly related to our spiritual essence. So we've been given this opportunity, and like never before, twin flames are meeting. Now, why? Why are they coming together like nowadays, like 10, 15, 20 years ago, and especially these decades that has been very strong? Well, it is because our twin flames are the only ones that can really reach so deep inside of us to touch our inner structures and bring them down. Okay? You see, we have completely lived in this building with huge structures to create like a building, okay, like a 10,000 story building, with all these layers of ideas about our reality and how we are supposed to live. It has not always been like this. I mean, I'm sure that there have been ages where the basis of interchange, exchange with others has been based on better values. Well, anyway, so now we are shifting to a new age, to a new cycle of existence where we need to really reconnect with our spiritual essence. And the only ones that can reach that deep inside of us are the twin flames. They have this ability to really touch in the deepest wounds, in the deepest structures that we have created, so we can make them tumble and start recreating, and basically reconnecting to a spiritual essence, because that's what twin flame relationships are all about. Reconnecting with our spiritual essence. Therefore, through that experience of reconnecting to our spiritual essence, we are going to start discovering the essence of unconditional love, which is the most powerful energy there is. And we are going to start living life from a whole perspective, a wholeness perspective. That's why, there's this kind of unusual relationships are happening all over the world. The world's not going to change unless each one of us changes. If it's through the twin flame relationship, it's one way to start changing in ourselves, to create new world, to create new ways of living in this world and living with others. Okay, that's twin flames is one way, but it's not the only way. Okay, I'm just going to focus on the twin flames because that's the one that's how it's coming to me. So, when we start changing ourselves, when we start changing our energy field, when we start reconnecting with the deeper source of our existence, which is spiritual existence, spiritual, not religious, spiritual, okay? We are going to become like little seeds of light that are going to be planted in this collective unconscious. And it's going to shift and change into a new magnetic field. We are affected by the collective unconscious. We cannot deny that. You might want to research about Rupert Sheldrake's morphogenetic field, or just Carl Gustav Jung and the collective unconscious, and get an idea of how we are affected by when somebody else does. Rupert Sheldrake mentioned the 100 Monkey Project, and this was a very amazing research that was done in some islands back east, and they started observing the monkeys. And I'm just going to share what I remember of it. I might not be totally correct about it, but I think it's most likely like that. And so the monkeys would eat their sweet potatoes, the yam or sweet potatoes that would fall into the sand, and they would eat it with the sand until one monkey discovered that he could wash it and then eat it washed. All the monkeys in all the islands around were doing the same thing, eating the sweet potato with the sand. When this monkey discovered that he could wash it and eat it washed, and he shared it with his small community, then the vibration of the idea of what he discovered just went into the morphogenetic field or the collective unconscious, and other monkeys in other islands started doing the same thing without them having a way of communicating. That's powerful, isn't it? That really gives us an example of what is happening when we start shifting our consciousness and our awareness. When we do that inner work to start destroying the structures that support the power of the ego, that's the major thing. We need to do the shift and the change of those structures that support the power of the ego. Then the ego is going to start dismantling and tumbling, falling all the way down. But there needs to be a lot of people. We are 7 billion right now and growing. So can you imagine how many people we need to start planting the seeds of a new light or of a new consciousness in that collective consciousness, so these new thoughts can be of access to the majority? Well, I'm not going to talk about percentages. It's always speculation, but I imagine we would need quite a few. And that's why we are encountering these relationships. We need to understand that it's a spiritual relationship. It's reconnecting us to spirit. We got to go through all this process of doubting, as I've shared so many times that I have doubted and doubted and doubted. My rational mind, my ego, wants to fall into the trap of illusion, and my intuition wants to reconnect me with what is. And so we go through this struggle and through this conflict, and yes, it is and it's not, and it is and it's not, but deep down inside we know, and we need to find a way to access that knowing, that wisdom that we have. And be mindful right now, as I'm sharing this with you, that we really need an urgent change. This world cannot keep on going as humans have done with it, because we're going to collapse, as I've said before. We need the change. So, if you focused on, while you're having all this suffering exchange with your twin flame, if you focus on the idea of, okay, what I need to change, it's touching my structures, my inner, deeper structures, I need to change. So, if it's touching me there, what do I need to do? How can I change to reconnect with my spiritual essence? And start digging and digging and digging inside until we really start opening up the path. So that's what I wanted to share with you today. It came actually, this way of conveying this information today came through a very magical dream I had a couple days ago, and I was just so blessed. I'm getting all this information through dreams, but I'm blessed. I'm very happy that I'm able to get that and to share it with you, and I'm sure other people are getting the same information. We just need to spread that around and do the work so we can plant the seeds of light in the collective unconscious. Thank you very much for watching this video. Share it with others if you can. You can subscribe to our channel to be notified whenever we upload new videos. We do it in English and Spanish, and you can follow whichever you wish. You can subscribe also in our blog, which is awakening.goypaz.com, and also you receive notification when we upload a new video blog. We do a little writing in the blog. And also, you can follow us on our Facebook, awakening.goypaz, and I have a bilingual Twitter as well, which is goypaz. Okay, that's all for now. Thank you very much. I'm really, really so thankful for all the people that have come and watched this video and that resonate with what I share. Please share it with others you think it might be of help. I appreciate it. Thank you very much.